understandable. In the high school report, we're going to welcome in Larry Bowen. He's going to take us through this segment, and we're going to talk to Caldwell coach Louis Luna. It's not very often that you can say team getting ready to play a game that could decide a district championship. Larry, when the Hornets come to College Station Cougar Field tomorrow, the infant program, and they're hosting a pretty big game. It's a showdown for the 18-3A championship. It won't be finished after this game, conceivably, but the winner of this one, particularly if the Hornets can come over here and win, will be way out in front. Coach Luna, are you with us?
Yes.
Hey, Coach, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
We appreciate you talking to us before the big game. I figured when I called you and asked for an interview, I thought, with the showdown coming up tomorrow, you guys might be practicing from like noon till 8 today, so it's nice that you could squeeze us in. Coach, I'm going to run a couple of things past you because I did a little research. I don't even know if you know, but I did look at the most recent Coaches Association poll, and you guys are number 10 now in Class 3A. The last thing I saw for you guys was 20-4 overall and 6-0 in district. Is that right?
We're 19-3 right now and 6-0 in district.
Well, see, you're doing pretty good online, Coach. You gained one win and one loss. So, well, tell us just a little bit about the season, Coach. Really, based on the record and the district standing and the state ranking, you can make an argument that out of our entire coverage area, you guys might be the hottest team that we have, the most successful team. Just tell us a little bit about your season at this point.
Okay, it all starts with the kids. We have a great group of kids. We really bought into what we're doing. Great character. They get along so good together, and we've been fortunate to win some games along the way, and they really work hard.
Coach, the thing that I found really interesting as I looked at, I actually was looking at your roster online, and I thought maybe I looked at the wrong year, because you guys are 19-3 and 6-0 in the district and ranked in the top 10, and according to the roster that I saw, you only had 2 seniors on your whole roster.
Yes, so we have 2 seniors. We have Philip Youngman, who is a reserve outfielder for left field for us, and then we have C.J. Bills, who is our starting center fielder. Those are only 2 seniors that we have, and the rest are juniors and 1 sophomore starting.
And a lot of the guys I looked at that are the key production people for you, offensively, defensively on the mound, are juniors. And I'll say this, Coach, and I'll just admit it right up front. I know some of the folks over at College Station High School, and I thought with the fact that they had freshmen and sophomores, I thought next year, they would be a dangerous team to win state. I don't know. I'm not so sure that you guys and them might be the best teams in the region this year, if not next year. But talk about having such a young team and accomplishing what these guys have already gotten done.
Yeah, so like I said, we're proud of it. And I can tell you what, though, College State is a heck of a baseball team. They are unbelievable. I mean, they are very talented. I mean, they're a young team, but, well, they're good. But like I said, these guys here that we have at Caldwell, we have some that have been 3-year starters for us, and some are 2-year starters for us. And they've played a lot of baseball over the years. And, but, all we're trying to do is survive and take it one game at a time and hope things will come out for us at the end.
Coach, I know you guys won the district last year, 23-3A, and had a bye, and then they got tripped up by Huffman Hargraves in the second round of the playoffs. Can you just talk about what kind of expectations you had for this group of kids? Even though you're still young, you had a lot of kids back, obviously, that played for you last year. What did you think realistically coming in? Were you guys on track with what you expected, or are you ahead of what you expected?
Sure, I think we're right where we wanted to be. I know the big thing last year was trying to get in the playoffs so they could see what it was like to be in the playoffs. We started, I think, 8 sophomores last year. So, getting to the playoffs last year, it was just a big goal for us. And, when we first started practice, it didn't take long for the kids to realize, our big thing here is start taking state championship, because you don't think about it, you don't know. And the kids have really set high goals for us. And, like I said, I'm tickled to death of what they've done so far. And, like I said, we're going to have a heck of a game, because College State's Coach Holder does a great job with those kids over there. Everywhere he's been, he's won. And we're going to have our hands cut out for us tomorrow.
One thing that I noticed is, and these stats might not be completely up to date, but they're obviously very close, but I saw you guys with a 361 team batting average, and I figured it out that you guys are scoring 8 runs a game, so that must mean you're coaching the hitters, right?
Yes, Coach O'Leary was good that day.
But obviously, you guys are hitting the ball. I think it was 10-3 when you beat College Station over at your place. But you guys are scoring a lot of runs. What's the story with your offense?
Well, I think it just comes down to the kids are a year older, and and the kids have really bought into what they're trying to do. They're a year stronger. They're a year smarter. And the thing is, they've played so much ball over the years. Right now, they don't seem to get rattled. I just hope they continue to do that.
I looked at the roster and looked at the stats online, and a couple of names I wanted to bring up. Matt Lemon is a junior. What position is Matt playing for you?
Okay, Matt is our right fielder. He's our left-handed two-hole hitter.
And he's hitting .433. He's got your best average on the team.
Yes, sir. Last year he was newcomer here in our district as a sophomore. And Matty's a great kid, real quiet, works hard every day, comes to work, and really does a great job for us.
The next guy I wanted to ask you about, I think, if I remember correctly, might have been a member of our All Brazos Valley team for the Eagle last year, and he's got some pretty good numbers. He's hitting .384, and he leads your team with 28 runs batted in. His name's Tanner Luna, and I'm guessing he got all of his talent from his mom.
Yeah, I think he did. Tanner's done good for us. I mean, he's been around baseball all his life, and he hits three-hole for us. He's our number 2 pitcher, starting shortstop for us, and he hits three-hole for us. And like I said, he done a great job. But you got to understand, you got guys hitting in front of him, guys hitting behind him. That's really helped Tanner this year.
Right. And then Jake, is his last name Payonk? How do you say that?
Jake Payonk. He's our starting second baseman for us, our 5-hole hitter. And he's also our catcher when Dylan Durgosh pitches.
Right.
Jake works hard. I mean, he's one of those type that when you pick teams, he'd probably be the last guy picked. But I tell you what, he's got a heart as big as you've ever seen.
Well, I tell you what, that's pretty good for a second baseman. We think of those guys often as being small and maybe a defensive type player hit down in the order, but you've got a guy playing second base that hits .343, and he's second behind Tanner with 21 runs batted in. You guys must just get off the bus swinging the bats.
Well, I wish, the good thing is the type of team that we have, we have Blaine's East, Tanner Luna and Jake Payonk. Those guys are shortstops, but they play infield spots for us. So, it's not every day that you can have 3 guys that can play short for other teams.
Coach, I'm curious about the game tomorrow night. I'm just guessing we're not going to get you to say anything that'll wind up on anybody's bulletin board before the game tomorrow, but talk about the matchup. I know a little bit about the College Station baseball team. I've interviewed their coach a couple of times. I've covered one of their games. I go to church with one of their players. I'm not going to tell you which one because you might brush him back, but I know a little bit about them. Even though they have freshmen and sophomores, it's a group of kids that people in College Station have talked about for many years, and one of the reasons in particular that they have talked about this group of kids is they're really deep on the mound. They have a bunch of kids who can throw. You guys obviously have a bunch of kids that can hit, and the first time around when they played at your place, the hitters came out ahead. Talk about the matchup tomorrow night with the hot-hitting Caldwell team going against, I don't know who Coach Holder will throw tomorrow night, but that ought to be a pretty good matchup.
Yes, sir. I mean, like I said, they're a great baseball team. I mean, it was a 1-1 game for us last time we played them here till Tanner hit a 3-run home run to kind of break it open for us. And but they're a great team. They have some young left-handers that can throw. They have the Johnson kid. They have the Hines kid that's a right-hander that can throw the ball. I mean, and the thing is, they play great defense. They're a great defensive baseball team, so they don't make many mistakes. Okay.
Coach, don't you want to say something bad that could, help us sell some radio time and get on their bulletin board?
Sure, only thing you can tell them is I'm not going to tell them who's pitching. I'm not even telling our guys who's pitching because they may not want to get on the bus tomorrow.
Okay. Coach, talk about this. I had been looking ahead for ever since we knew about the new school at College Station, was thinking the next year, and it's probably hard not to do that with your team as well because you're really based so strong with your junior class. But when you look at this year in particular, and even the next year, talk about the other good teams in Region 3. Like I said, you guys are in the top 10 in the coaches poll, and College Station, I would think, would be a team that would would have to be, somewhere in consideration with the people they've played and their kind of record. If there was a top 20 listed, they might be in that. Who else in the region is good? If you were looking ahead to the playoffs, are there a couple of teams out there you say, you got to get past them if you're going to go very far?
Sure, and I tell you what's hard about our district, if you come in second or third in that district, you got to go play either West, China Springs, Lorena, or Waco Robinson in the first round. That's going to be.
That's not good, is it?
No, not at all. I mean, that's tough, and that's why trying to win first place is so important because you miss those guys that first round. You come in second and third in our district, you got to run right into those guys right out of the gate. And they're tested. They're a playoff team year in and year out, and they know what it's like to play in a big game, and they know what it's like to play in front of big crowds. So tomorrow, it's not a make or break for our season, but it is important.
And I looked at your results, Coach. I think you guys are 19-3. Am I not wrong that China Spring was one of the teams that actually knocked you guys off?
Yes, sir. China Springs beat us, and then we've played Yoakum twice. Yoakum's a real good ball team out of Region 4, and they've beaten us twice.
Okay, but right now we knew there were high stakes tomorrow when you guys came to play College Station. Maybe the stakes are a little higher even than we knew with the potential matchups in the playoffs.
Sure, and like I said, you get to the playoffs, anything can happen. But like I said, when you're looking at coming second and third, and you're looking at you're looking at West, and you're looking at Waco Robinson, and you're looking at China Springs. I mean, it's tough.
Coach, now, and I remember way back, and I can't tell you the years. You'll understand when you get my age, but I remember covering you when you were the coach at Franklin. You guys had a lot of success there. I remember making some pretty long drives for some of those playoff series when you got 2 or 3 rounds into the playoffs. Now, have you been at Caldwell since 2009? Is that right?
That's it. Well, this is my 5th year here. I'm getting old too. I can't remember when I got here, but this is my 5th year here at Caldwell.
But you're a local guy, right, Coach?
Yes.
Just talk about the fact that you're in a baseball area here. I talked to Coach Holder earlier this year when he moved in. He wanted to come to this part of the country. I mean, we looked at last year when Bryan and Consol went to the 5A regional finals. College Station's a new program that people think is going to be really good. You guys are in the top 10. We've had, Cameron won state a couple of years ago. Of course, everybody knows about Brenham. It's not a bad deal to be a baseball guy in this part of the country, is it?
No, sir, not at all. Like I said, the kids love playing the game, and the big thing is you have that the select ball or the summer baseball has taken off around here, probably about in the last 6-7 years. So, this area right here, you got kids that play baseball almost year round now. And that makes it so much better as a coach because all you got to do is refine, and then when the kids get to you, they're in shape already, and it just makes things a lot easier.
Well, Coach Luna, I appreciate you making the time for us. We're talking to Caldwell baseball coach Louis Luna, who's bringing his team over to College Station tomorrow night for a big showdown. I know you're not going to tell us or your kids who's going to start on the mound for you. Are you guys? What time is first pitch for the varsity game, Coach? Is that 6?
That's supposed to be at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Okay, see, as a sports writer, you always want it earlier so we can make deadline. And I thought I'd put in a plug, but I guess you guys will start when you want to start. Thanks for making the time with us, Coach. And I would think if things go the way they look, maybe we get back with you when the playoffs get going on later on this season.
Well, I appreciate it, and thank you for everything. I hope so.
All right, that's Louis Luna, the Caldwell baseball coach. See, we have so many things going on. David and I just got through covering the 4th round, or for me it was the 4th round of the state soccer playoffs. We got Diamond Sports coming out the ears, but the thing about that is we got teams in there. I mean, that's your top 10 team. They're 19-3 and leading that district, and we always catch up with them as quick as we can, but they're playing some pretty good baseball out there.
Yeah, this is a little bit of adding on to the high school report, so to speak, but Dave and I touched on a little bit in that first hour. When you look at the games tomorrow night, that baseball game, you also have Bryan softball playing the Woodlands, and that's for the lead.
Right.
Very seldom this late in the year do you have 2 games in town, different sports.
With first and second in both districts.